Welcome back, everyone. So today, we're diving into something that is just way beyond your typical tech hype cycle. We're talking about a monumental shift, one that leading experts genuinely believe will be the key to unlocking humanity's absolute greatest scientific and medical challenges. Yep, we're talking about artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the current projections are honestly staggering. Leading AI researchers, including DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, project that AGI's arrival could unfold over a single decade. Now, to put that into perspective, the Industrial Revolution took about a century to really take hold. We're talking about a transition that is literally 10 times the magnitude, moving at 10 times the speed. What this means for you and me is that the very fabric of everyday life, how we work, how we heal, how we power our homes, is going to transform completely in just a few short years. It's a technological leap that's poised to totally dwarf anything we've ever experienced.
To unpack all of this, today's explainer follows a pretty clear path. First, the scale of AGI. 2, the medical revolution. 3, the economic and labor shift. 4, guarding the frontier. And finally, number 5, the ultimate question.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the scale of AGI.
Before we get into what it's actually going to do, we need to establish exactly what we mean when we talk about this frontier technology. Listen, AGI isn't just some really smart chatbot. It is defined as a system exhibiting all the cognitive capabilities of the human mind. And why the human mind? Well, because the human brain is literally the only existence proof we have in the universe that general intelligence is actually possible. Now, historically, the biggest bottleneck to reaching this level hasn't really been a lack of ideas. It's been the sheer amount of compute. Think of compute as the ultimate workbench for AI scientists. Without massive warehouse-sized supercomputers to test out new algorithmic ideas, progress just stalls. But today, that workbench is expanding exponentially.
And because that compute is scaling up so rapidly, we arrive at this number, 5. Experts at the absolute forefront of this technology assign a very, very good probability that we will reach AGI within the next 5 years. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some distant science fiction set a century in the future. This is an urgent reality unfolding over the next 60 months.
Let's move to Section 2, the medical revolution, and see how this builds.
Because once you have a system with human cognitive capabilities operating at digital speeds, it becomes the ultimate tool for science. And the goal here is to literally cure diseases like cancer and multiple sclerosis. We're actually already seeing the foundation of this being laid. Following massive breakthroughs like AlphaFold, which successfully mapped the structures of proteins, companies like Isomorphic Labs are building these general-purpose platforms to completely overhaul how we invent medicines. They're targeting the deepest bottlenecks in drug design, specifically the super complex chemistry and the exhaustive toxicity testing that currently make drug discovery so incredibly slow.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the whole paradigm of medicine is just going to flip. Step 1, the AI acts as a drug design engine, conceptualizing safe and effective compounds totally from scratch. Step 2, instead of spending a decade in human trials, future AGI models will actually simulate parts of human metabolism to test these drugs virtually. Crazy, right? And Step 3, as regulatory bodies start seeing a dozen or so of these AI-designed drugs successfully pass through traditional trials, they're going to gain enough data to trust the models completely. Eventually, we might even be able to fast-track safe dosages and bypass animal testing altogether. It's a two-step revolution: solve the design, then accelerate the regulatory timeline. I mean, imagine a world where life-saving treatments for your loved ones are available in months rather than decades.
All right, moving right along into Section 3, the economic and labor shift.
Curing disease is obviously universally positive, but we really have to address the elephant in the room here. AGI is going to cause tremendous labor displacement. When we compare this AGI shift to the Industrial Revolution, we see some pretty clear parallels. The Industrial Revolution brought massive disruption to the workforce over a century, but it also gave us modern medicine, ending a horrific era where child mortality sat around 40%. The AGI Revolution, well, that's going to happen in a fraction of the time, causing absolutely unprecedented upheaval. Routine cognitive labor is going to be displaced rapidly. But this also forces a profound redefinition of human career paths. Future jobs will likely shift intensely toward human empathy, strategic oversight, and basically becoming curators or managers of AI systems, rather than raw data processors. And the breakthrough benefits on the other side? We're talking about curing disease entirely and solving global energy constraints.
So, how do we actually manage a shift this extreme? Well, society must proactively prepare immense wealth redistribution models. Experts are suggesting ideas like national sovereign wealth funds or having public pension funds heavily invested in AI shares so that everyone gets to benefit from the massive productivity gains. And those gains, they're going to be incredibly tangible. Just by applying AI to optimize our existing infrastructure, we could see a 30 to 40% efficiency boost in our national energy grids. Furthermore, AGI is fully expected to usher in breakthroughs in materials science, superconductors, and even commercial fusion, which could potentially provide humanity with virtually free, limitless renewable energy.
This brings us to Section 4, Guarding the Frontier.
Obviously, we don't just get to waltz into that utopian future without navigating some immense risks. So the crucial point is the dual-use nature of AGI. We have this incredible scientific good, like curing cancer and modeling climate solutions, weighed directly against the dire risk of these powerful systems being repurposed for harmful ends by bad actors. We absolutely have to make sure that as these systems become more autonomous, they stay strictly on the guardrails that humanity sets for them.
If we had a magic wand for global regulation, what practical steps would we actually take? Well, the leading researchers advocate for this exact framework. First, establishing an international body, kind of like the Atomic Energy Agency, but specifically for AI. Second, empowering national AI safety institutes to rigorously audit these models. Third, setting strict benchmark tests to ensure models aren't capable of deception. And guys, this is perhaps the most critical benchmark of all, because an AI that learns how to lie can easily bypass every other safety test we throw at it. Fourth, enforcing that all AI output tokens remain human-readable. We have to prevent machines from communicating in secret languages we can't monitor. And finally, issuing a kite mark quality certification, so the public and businesses know for sure a model has been independently verified and is safe to use.
And finally, Section 5, the ultimate question.
If we get the technical safeguards right, and we manage the economics fairly, we move past the material hurdles and run headfirst into the core of the human experience. In a post-AGI world where science and economics are basically solved, what does it actually mean to be human? Once an artificial general intelligence cures our diseases, designs our free energy, and handles all our physical labor, what exactly will our purpose be? The brilliant minds building this technology acknowledge that while they might solve the engineering, we are going to desperately need a totally new generation of philosophers. We'll need them to help us redefine consciousness, navigate our search for meaning, and fundamentally redefine human purpose in an age where our own machines can outthink us. It's an absolutely incredible frontier, and we are all standing on the edge of it together. Think about that as you go about your day. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.